Today we're going to be comparing two of Utah's biggest cities, Salt Lake and St. George. And I'm going to share with you a shocking realization that one woman made after she moved here to St. George, Utah. Hi, I'm Shari Harris with Fathom Realty. And today we're talking about Salt Lake versus St. George. And we'll start out with the shocking realization that this woman had. So when she moved here, she was looking around at the hilly roads and the steep driveways and made sure to avoid those when deciding on what home to purchase. And so she bought a home, moved here in the spring, and then summertime came and she was shocked that there was 110 to 115 degree weather multiple days in a row. She didn't realize we got that hot here. And then as she started, summer ends, growing into fall, and she's ready to prepare for winter, she's looking to buy salt to throw down on her sidewalk and driveway and getting her sprinkling system winterized, doing all that preparation, snow tires. And anyway, she's starting to talk to people and has come to realize that we don't get a whole bunch of snow here, that our cities do not even have snow plows. And she's very confused because Utah license plates, some of them have like Ski Utah, and you see the snowy capped mountains, and did not know that there was a pocket of Utah that does not have weather like that. And that is one of the biggest differences between St. George and Salt Lake. In St. George, we have our super hot summers, and then we have very mild winters. We don't really worry about our sprinkler systems freezing and pipes breaking from freezing during the winter, whereas in Salt Lake, they got their snow. They're right there by amazing ski resorts, like 30 minutes from Salt Lake. You have multiple options. Whereas here, if you want to go skiing, you're about 90 minutes to Brian Head, and then you can go skiing. So the climate, totally different. I should also mention, like, the fall leaves in northern Utah, Salt Lake area, I think are much prettier. The vibrant colors are absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like we kind of miss that here. I mean, we have some trees that change colors, but it doesn't feel like a lot of them do it at the same time. And so that is one thing that I sometimes miss about the northern Utah area. But I do love, in St. George, we have so many sunny days. So the outdoor, like golfing and hiking and water sports and all of that, we have like pretty well year round. You can be outside doing things. I mean, here it is, winter here, and I'm just in a sweater outside. And the snow, I don't know if you can see it, is way in the distance behind me in the mountains. So I love the winters here. I don't have to bundle up and stay indoors. So, but that is, anyway, one of our big differences. Also, the activities that you can do as far as like entertainment. We don't have a whole lot of like nightlife here in St. George. You'll see a lot more of the nightlife in Salt Lake. You'll also have more of the big sporting events in Salt Lake, bigger concerts, and just the population is just so much bigger, so it brings lots of traffic. We must mention that. You're gonna deal with a lot more traffic in Salt Lake, but you're gonna get a lot more of these things that you can go out and do. But I will mention, St. George is only like 2 hours from Las Vegas, so many people will travel to Las Vegas if there's a great big performer they wanna see, or big sporting events, like I think the Super Bowl was actually in Vegas just a couple years ago. So anyway, they have big events there. Another thing that I've noticed when looking at Salt Lake versus St. George is kind of the wages. You have a lot more bigger like tech companies, just a lot of bigger companies. So the wages tend to be higher in Salt Lake, whereas here in St. George, a lot of our jobs come from the hospitality industry, the construction, and healthcare. And so it can be really difficult to find a good paying job and afford to live here. And that has definitely gotten harder over the last few years. with the way house prices went up so much and inflation. And I'm sure we're seeing this across the country, but I'm definitely have seen it here that there are times where people are looking to move here. They've got a job, but once they, crunch the numbers, it's not a good move for them. So it's so important before you move here or anywhere else that you check those numbers. What is the cost of living there? I don't feel like we have a huge difference in cost of living in Salt Lake versus St. George, but I do feel we have a huge difference in our pay. I do have hope for the future here in St. George. They have Tech Ridge. They're working on attracting more tech companies here, and also just people are able to work wherever they want. A lot of jobs don't require you to come in anymore. So I do have people who move here who are going to continue doing the job that they were doing in another state because they can live anywhere. And so that has helped here. As well as we have a lot of people who retire here and they've owned a home for years and they have lots of equity and a big down payment, and maybe they're paying cash for a home here. And so they don't have to worry about the cost of the home, and so it makes everything else a little bit more affordable. Another thing that will set St. George apart is the beautiful Red Mountains here. They draw lots of people, and we have lots of national parks around us. And so people come here to visit, they come here to vacation. When I lived in northern Utah, everybody was talking about coming to St. George during the winter to get warm and just enjoy all of the beautiful outdoor activities that are available here, and talking about how someday we're going to go there and retire. And so the dream is the second home in St. George. And that was our dream as well. We always talked about how we were going to retire here someday, and I just came here on vacation and called my husband and I'm like, why are we waiting? And we put the beautiful Red Mountain up on our dream board, and as you can tell, it came together, and we now live here in this, it's kind of a resort style living in some of the communities, as well as just the atmosphere here. So it's kind of a dream come true to live here, in my opinion. Another funny thing about living here is our family that lives in northern Utah, when we'd go there and visit them and then leave, they would always be like, hey, next time you're in Utah, swing on by. And I'd be like, we never left Utah. St. George is in Utah. It's just this very unique little pocket that doesn't have the cold, snowy winters. So it's a great place to check out. And if you would like to know more information about Salt Lake versus here, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All my contact information is below, and I'll talk to you soon.